All right, Richard Skinner from Local12.com is here tonight. All right, poll question right off the top. Key to beating the Texans tomorrow night. Limit Watt, limit DeAndre Hopkins on the other side of the football. Is it Andy Dalton's play or the ground game? The Bengals finally get those two guys going big time.
I mean, the ground game was effective last year. I thought they did a really good job of not getting in bad third down and distance situations and taking Watt away. I'm going to go with the running game again because if you can make it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1s, they were 11 of 20 on third down in that game last year, ran it 43 times. I'm going running game again because if you run it effectively, you don't have to worry about J.J. Watt.
Now, the Texans come in here at 3-5, but it's deceiving, and they can't be overlooked simply because they are playing for stakes. I mean, they could leave here with a share of first place in the AFC South. So this is a legit opponent tomorrow night they have to be leery of.
Yeah, I mean, they've got absolutely new life. There's no question about it. You know, Andrew Luck's hurt for a while. They know if they win tomorrow, they are tied for first place with another few weeks of no Andrew Luck for Indy and a chance to really maybe make a little bit of a run. So as bad as things have gone, I mean, don't forget, Mike, against Atlanta, they were down 42-0 after 3 quarters. Against Miami, they were down 41-0 at the half. They have played some horrific football, but they come off a bye week. They've got a new lease on life, and so it makes them a very, very dangerous team, no doubt.
If they ever figure out the quarterback position,
I think they have though, because I think Hoyer is the right, not long term, but he's the right guy to manage what they need to do.
Yeah.
It certainly was not Ryan Mallett. I mean, the guy couldn't even make it anywhere on time.
Couldn't make a flight. Yeah. All right, let's talk about these Bengals. You know, obviously they're going for 9-0. This has never before happened, as we know. Obviously, the previous best was 6-0, so this is a chance to really eclipse that. When you look at this football team through the first half of the season, what's the most impressive aspect of what they do, or is it just a total team thing?
I use the term resiliency, and it's thrown around a lot, and I use it for a lot of reasons. I think they've been resilient inside of certain games. The Seattle game is a great example. Even the Pittsburgh game. I mean, it looked like they had a chance to get back in that game, and then Andy throws an interception in the end zone. You think they're done. They still find a way to win that. And I think the resiliency of every time after a big win, whether it was starting on the West Coast in Oakland and winning and then coming back home against the Chargers, whether it was beating Seattle the way they did and going to Buffalo, they have never had that letdown moment yet. Maybe in a series or two, but that's human nature. But they've not had that game where you went, well, that was a letdown game. They haven't had that yet. And I think the whole thing is it's a resilient enough group that they don't let any of the outside stuff bother them. They are literally, and it's so cliche-ish, but I think with this group it's true, they are literally, it's that week, that opponent. You know how Marvin likes to use the term the process. I think they really believe in the process of this is how we prepare, play them, move to the next.
Well, I like what Marvin told me this week about 8-0.
You asked the question. He didn't like it.
He said, we don't get anything for that.
Right.
So let's not even talk about it. Let's just go play by play, game by game. And look, that's the right theory because, look, the Broncos are a mess right now. Peyton Manning benched today in today's game against the Chiefs. So if the Bengals can keep that pedal to the metal, we're talking about at least a 2 seed here. I mean, we've talked about it's gigantic. The difference between 2 and 3 is enormous in this league.
It is. I mean, having to play that extra game, and then the extra pressure of you're a 3 playing a 6. I mean, it's one thing to say, all right, they need to win a playoff game, but I'd rather have that win come after a bye where that win takes you then to the AFC Championship game. And then now, you talk about all the pressure being off going to an AFC Championship game because you finally broke that playoff bugaboo. You had the bye, so it allowed you to be able to do that. I think all those things are big into play, and obviously you're still in the fight for the number 1 seed, too, to get a couple of home games. Maybe.
All right, I got about a half-minute left. Give me a prediction for tomorrow night with a score.
I'm going to go Bengals 31-20. I think Houston will score a little bit. I think Brian Hoyer is the right guy for them right now. Hopkins is certainly a weapon.
Beat them last year.
Beat him. He's 2-0. He's actually won his last 2 games in 2013 and then last year.
Right.
The Bengals, though, I think can do anything they want on offense tomorrow. They're going to be able to run it. They can throw it against that secondary. It's a 30-point game for the Bengals.
All right, according to Local12.com's Richard Skinner, the Bengals are about to be 9-0.